enjoyed sailing with us today aboard the Washington State Ferries, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
The next time you have the opportunity to take the ferry from Seattle to Bremerton, keep an eye out as you pass the southwest shore of Bainbridge Island. As you pass a red buoy on the starboard side, take note of the small summer cabin on the shore almost directly behind the red buoy. Here in 1965, three neighbors, Joel Pritchard, Bill Bell, and Barney McCallum, invented the game of pickleball.
None of us were in this for money. Absolutely not. That was a consideration that did not come into play. The people in this first box were 90% relatives. They were free. And they're all an attractive group of people in my view.
You are first name Carol, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Carol Stover, Carol Smith at the time on the box.
And that is you in the end photo there, huh?
Yes.
I'm Barney's second cousin's husband.
This guy's serious.
Okay, so are you one of the famous models on the box?
Definitely.
Yeah, and how long ago was that photo shoot?
Yesterday? 40 years ago? No, 35 years ago.
And that hair flying, that just makes that shot. Let me, that, okay.
I know you want me to take the hat off.
Brooke, my daughter, who's over here, was on the 1982 box.
Joel Pritchard and Barney McCallum were the two men that were most instrumental in spreading the word of pickleball, mainly among family, friends.
A rainy day, we've all been through that, out at the beach, nothing to do, kids sitting around the living room bitching and moaning, nothing to do. Where do we go on the Rock? Bainbridge Island was always called the Rock.
So Barney and his buddies took us up here to the court and said, okay, got a new game for you. So they pulled out the wiffle ball, they cut up some of these rackets for us, and said, okay guys, go to town and see what you can do. Well, we started hitting the ball around, thought it was kind of fun. Well, there were no rules at the game. The adults made the rules up for us, and it just took off from there, and we learned the game, and it's a great game for kids to learn. I've taught my kids the game because it's such an easy racket sport to learn for hand-eye coordination. The ball's light, paddles are light, and like I say, it's the way to bring up kids on doing it. It's a great one. That's the way I was brought up, and I got to thank Barney and his friends for doing it.
And I have a bandsaw in my basement, which is 1,000 feet from here. So I went home and cut two shapes. And one was the M1, McCallum #1, like naming an airplane. And the other one was an M2. And the M2 is stuck. And that's basically the shape used today. You know, it hasn't been, excuse the language, but tampered with.
Barney McCallum set up a small factory where the Northwest Center for the Disabled, which is right down in right off of Elliott, they were the first ones that started making the wood paddles.
This is probably an example of the ugliest paddle that was ever built, and lasted maybe one weekend. You know, then it all went from there. People made paddles out of plexiglass, drilled holes in them. An Asian engineer put dimes in the head of the paddle to change the swing weight. I mean, everybody had their own idea, and that's fun.
And the game took off, and we've laughed about it so many times, and Joel would kind of laugh it off, and he'd say, well, you know, his theory always was, you know, you can get a lot done if you don't care who takes the credit. And he really didn't care who took the credit.
Again, pickleball is mainly played again in school physical education programs, YMCAs, camps, prisons. And the biggest growth area has been among senior adult programs, retirement communities in Florida, Arizona, California.
Since I moved down here to Panorama, we've played up at Shelton for 2 or 3 years, another fella and I. There were a lot of people that played up there at Shelton that went to Arizona for the summer. So you're looking at a place like Panorama that has 50 pickleball courts, and they're full from morning till night. Joel Pritchard would have been 88 years old now.
Joel was really great at inviting people over. That was his claim to fame, he says, is to be able to show people the game of pickleball and to get different families together and play this game it was a lot of fun and brought families together.
Recently I was in China and I saw this fence going up in the backyard, and I thought, boy, never seen tennis courts in China before. And the guy says, oh, it's pickleball, pickleball. And I thought, holy smokes, I wish Pritchard was alive to see this. His game is virtually worldwide. What a guy, what a guy.
80% air.
Nice shot, Betsy.
Oh, wow.